What's up, you team of beautiful savages? Today I'm gonna react to US Navy's 8.5 billion aircraft carrier. Imagine this. Like, what is it? 8.5 billion, man. This is a lot of money. Imagine what you can build. So let's check it out.
Meet the Nimitz-class aircraft carrier, U.S. Navy's $8.5 billion beast.
Man, 8.5 billion. This is mad.
The aircraft carriers continue to be the centerpiece of the forces necessary for operating forward. In times of crisis, the first question leaders ask is, where are the carriers? Often, the presence of an aircraft carrier has deterred potential adversaries from striking against U.S. interests. Aircraft carriers support and operate aircraft that engage in attacks on airborne, afloat, and ashore targets which threaten the free use of the sea. They also participate in sustained power projection operations in support of U.S. and coalition forces. The aircraft carrier and its strike group also engage in maritime security operations to...
Man, aircraft carriers are such a game changer. Like, if there would be more aircraft carriers, like, during, the World War II, well, there was. Japanese had them a lot, by the way. But overall, man, this is such a game changer when you can, like, you don't need an airfield. It's basically a floating airfield, man, and you can like swim closer to your target and then just send your like planes and that's it, and destroy it, man. That's so nice.
Interdict threats to merchant shipping and prevent the use of the seas for terrorism and piracy. Aircraft carriers also provide unique capabilities for disaster response and humanitarian assistance. The Nimitz-class aircraft carrier consists of 10 carriers serving as the ultimate symbol of the United States superpower status. These formidable vessels stand as true behemoths, representing unparalleled weapons platforms that outshine all their nearest rivals. The aircraft carriers in this class are the USS Nimitz, USS Dwight D. Eisenhower, USS Carl Vinson, USS Theodore Roosevelt, USS Abraham Lincoln, USS George Washington, USS John C. Stennis, USS Harry S. Truman, USS Ronald Reagan, and USS George H.W. Bush.
Man, every aircraft carrier is named as a former president of United States. Man, wow, this is impressive, I'm telling you. I think during in the end of the World War II, when Japanese capitulated, they even signed the capitulation thing, right, on the carrier. I might be wrong, but that's what I saw, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong.
The lead ship of the U.S. class, USS Nimitz, nicknamed Old Salt, was commissioned in May 1975, named after Admiral Chester Nimitz, who led the U.S. Navy through World War II. And the last of the class, USS George H.W. Bush, was commissioned in January 2009. At 1,092 feet, the Nimitz-class supercarriers are more than 3 times the length of a football field.
Wow.
And with a crew complement of over 5,000 members, they're essentially floating cities. All the ships of the class are powered by 2 A4W nuclear reactors housed in separate compartments. The reactors produce heat through nuclear fission, which heats water to produce steam.
Now I understand why it's so expensive, because you need a lot of people to serve on this ship to maintain it, right? And those people need to be experts in their field. You need to pay them. You need to pay for the equipment, right? For the parts. If you need to change something, so there's a lot going on the ship.
Then pass through 4 turbines, which are then shared by the 2 reactors. A gearbox transmits power to 4 propeller shafts, producing a maximum speed of over 30 knots and a maximum power of 260,000 brake horsepower. The turbines power the 4 bronze propellers, each with a diameter of 25 feet and a weight of 66,000 pounds. Behind these are the 2 rudders, which are 29 feet high and 22 feet long.
Oh my gosh.
As a result of nuclear power, the ships are capable of operating continuously for over 20 years without refueling and are predicted to have a service life of over 50 years.
You heard that? 20 years without refueling? Oh my gosh.
These warships, which have a displacement of 104,000 tons, were all built by Huntington Ingalls Industries Newport News Shipbuilding based in Virginia at a unit cost of approximately $8.5 billion.
Bro, it literally looks like Star Wars when they were building those starships.
Carrier Air Wing. Of course, the real strength of a carrier lies in its air wing. During the Cold War, carrier air wings were larger than today's. In the 1980s, a typical carrier air wing consisted of 2 squadrons of 12 F-14 Tomcat air superiority fighters, 2 squadrons of 12 FA-18 Hornet multi-role fighters, 1 squadron of 10 A-6 Intruder attack bombers, 1 squadron of 4 to 6 E-2 Hawkeye airborne early warning and control planes, 10 3A Viking anti-submarine planes, 1 squadron of 4 EA-6B Prowler electronic warfare planes, and a squadron of 6 SH-3 anti-submarine helicopters. With slight variations from carrier to carrier and cruise to cruise, the average Nimitz-class carrier during the Cold War carried between 85 to 90 aircraft. Today, the carrier air wing looks quite different. Its composition is designed to enable broad striking power hundreds of miles from the carrier's position, while also providing defense in depth for the battle group through the early warning and detection of airborne, surface, and subsurface targets. The current U.S. Navy Carrier Air Wing comprises 4 strike fighter squadrons, each with 10 or 12 FA-18 EF Super Hornets, or 3 Super Hornet squadrons and 1 10-aircraft squadron of F-35C Lightning IIs, totaling over 40 strike fighters. The Air Wing also includes 1 electronic attack squadron, which is composed of 7 EA-18G Growlers. Additionally, there's 1 carrier airborne early warning squadron equipped with 4 E-2C Hawkeyes or 5 E-2D advanced Hawkeyes. The Air Wing further includes 1 helicopter C combat squadron with 8 MH-60S Seahawks and 1 helicopter maritime strike squadron with 11 MH-60R Seahawks, with 3 to 5 of them typically based in detachments on other ships of the...
This is mad. This is mad. They have aircrafts for any scenario, basically. If you need to land some troops, if you need to destroy a target, right? So, man, this is a universal weapon. I mean, I don't even know can somebody destroy? I mean, I think they can destroy it, right? That's why this aircraft carrier has supporting ships around it. So those supporting ships are gonna protect it, I guess.
Carrier Strike Group. A Fleet Logistics Support Squadron detachment comprised of 2 C-2A Greyhounds is also part of the Air Wing. In 2021, the new CMV-22B Osprey from the newly established Fleet Logistics Multi-Mission Squadron detachments began to replace the C-2A Greyhounds.
Just imagine how much money was put in to get to this stage of development in airplanes, man. They spent so much money during the Cold War till this day to develop into these planes, man. I mean, this is mad.
Nimitz Defensive Systems.
Okay, this is interesting.
In addition to the aircraft they carry, Nimitz-class aircraft carriers are armed with various sophisticated weapon systems. Among these are 2 or 3 Mark 29 guided missile launching systems. Each of these systems is capable of launching either RIM 162 Evolved Sea Sparrow missiles or RIM 7 Sea Sparrow missiles. Additionally, Nimitz-class carriers are equipped with 3 or 4 20mm Phalanx 6-barreled Mark 15 close-in weapon system CWIS installations. These automated gun systems are designed to engage and destroy close-in threats with a remarkable rate of fire of 3,000 rounds per minute.
3,000 rounds per minute. Can you imagine this? Back in the day, the English, in medieval times, they had bowmen, right? Bowmen were able to do professional bowmen, 60 to 50 shots per minute, you know? And nowadays, this gun can replace, just count how much bowman it can replace, 3,000 shots per minute, man. It will destroy everything, literally.
They're essential components of the carrier's defense mechanism, ensuring rapid and effective responses to incoming threats. The carriers also feature 2 Mark 49 guided missile launching systems, with each capable of launching RIM 116 rolling airframe missiles. The RAM is a quick reaction fire and forget missile system used for close-in defense against anti-ship missiles. Furthermore, the carriers are equipped with Mark 38 25mm machine gun systems, which provide additional close-in defense and are used for engaging surface threats, especially enemy swimmers and fast surface craft.
Good luck attacking this ship, man, and may the god be with you.
Nimitz-class Carrier Strike Group. When an aircraft carrier deploys, it takes a Carrier Strike Group, CSG, made up of several other warships and supply vessels that allow the operation to be carried out. The armament of the Nimitz class is made up only of short-range defensive weapons used as a last line of defense against enemy missiles and aircraft. As with all surface ships, an aircraft carrier is particularly vulnerable to attack from below, specifically from submarines. An aircraft carrier is a very expensive, hard-to-replace, and strategically valuable asset, and therefore it logically has immense value as a target. Due to their high value as targets and vulnerability, aircraft carriers are always accompanied by at least one submarine for protection. The other vessels in the strike group offer additional capabilities, such as long-range Tomahawk missiles or the Aegis combat system, and provide defense against potential threats. A typical strike group may consist of the following: in addition to an aircraft carrier, up to 6 surface combatants, including guided missile cruisers and guided missile destroyers, primarily used for anti-aircraft warfare and anti-submarine warfare, as well as frigates warship prior to their retirement from the United States Navy service. When the Navy commissions a new Constellation-class frigate, they'll once again accompany carrier strike groups. Also part of the group are 1 or 2 attack submarines for the purpose of locating and neutralizing hostile surface ships and submarines, as well as an ammunition, oiler, and supply ship provided by Military Sealift Command to offer logistical support. The numbers and types of vessels comprising each strike group can vary from group to group based on deployments, missions, and availability. The end of an era. Pre-planning for the deactivation of the USS Nimitz, currently the United States' oldest active aircraft carrier, is beginning. Nimitz-class carriers were initially designed to have a 50-year service life. At the end of their service life, ships will be decommissioned. This process will first take place on Nimitz and is estimated to cost from $750 to $900 million. This compares with an estimated $53 million for a conventionally powered carrier. Most of the difference in cost is attributed to the deactivation of the nuclear power plants and the safe removal of radioactive material and other contaminated equipment. According to the schedules outlined in the Navy's long-range shipbuilding plan, submitted to the U.S. Congress in March 2023, it now appears that the USS Nimitz will be retired in 2026. Previously, reports indicated that the offloading process would begin in 2025, with the official inactivation of the vessel scheduled for 2027. Following the retirement of the USS Nimitz, the USS Dwight D. Eisenhower is expected to retire the following year. Other Nimitz-class aircraft carriers are also waiting for their turn to be retired. Farewell.
I mean, USA is replacing the old ships, old weapons with the new ones in all the time, and this is like, yeah, I mean, they are putting a lot of money into it, into development. They develop something new on the base of the old base, right? And this is how the development goes. Money goes in. It develops, then they have something new, yes, and then they scrap the old one and replace it with the new one. Man, this is genius, and it doesn't stop at all.
Navy plans to replace the Nimitz-class carriers with the Gerald R. Ford-class carriers on a one-for-one basis over the next 3 decades.